Welcome to another film breakdown. This is Duke's win against Stanford, 80-50. Dominant performance last night. Duke goes 2-0 on their West Coast trip. Unlike the team down the road who cannot guard a parked car, Duke has Dame Sarr, who, when you go against him, it's like a kid where you would go to the hose outside and you could just squeeze the hose and cut the water off even though the water's running. That's Dame Sarr defensively. You just squeeze the hose, water cuts off. Dame Sarr did that with Ibuka Okori, who is so good. He's coming off, a 34-point performance against UNC, one of the best guards in the country, and Duke made him work for everything last night, and we're going to break it all down. 2-0 on the West Coast trip. Duke playing a complete game against Stanford last night, and we're going to get it started right here.
Really just needs to settle down, let the game come to them a little bit.
Isaiah Evans launching a three.
All right, Duke's been running this the last few games, and it's just Isaiah coming off of this curl, but it's just Duke's clearing the space with Dame Sarr going from the deep corner to near corner. So it's really just Isaiah Evans in that full empty side. Coming off the curl with Malik, catches it, and then he throws to Malik, and normally he can come off of a handoff, which we have seen, but Isaiah does a good job of pivoting off of this because the defender's trying to shoot that gap, so he cannot get that dribble handoff. Isaiah stops on a dime, and he needs no space at all to get it off. And that's a hell of a shot and a hell of a play by Isaiah Evans, who's playing first-team All-ACC caliber right now.
That was just the case. His defender had his hands down. Just go right over the top of him.
First 2 points for someone not named Cameron Boozer. And the early 6-point lead for the Blue Devils. Aiden Cameron off the bench for the Cardinals. So is Cameron Grant, and he finds Cameron deflected.
I mean, Duke was living with swiping and getting steals last night defensively, but here, just watch Dame Sarr not allow Ibuka Okori to be involved in this offense. Like, he's at the bottom of the screen here. We'll run it back more. It's supposed to be like a guard screen for Ibuka Okori to come get this handoff. Hard rejection by Dame, not letting him go through the screen. So the other guard now was supposed to come off that. So now it's swing to the other side. Dame is going to shoot over the top of the screen, shoot through that handoff, and Ibuka Okori is just out of the play. So somebody else or Stanford has to make a play, and they end up turning the ball over. Dame Sarr, God, he's the best defender in the country. I know I'm a Duke fan saying that, but, like, he really is. Dame Sarr is the best defender in the country.
Is what are you going to do when he has an off night? Where are you going to go?
Oscar Hielte lost it. Duke in transition. Pass inside to Boozer. Corner three on the way. Short from Nicholas Hameni.
Now, Hameni misses this three, but this is just great ball movement, great offense possession. Again, started by Dame Sarr. When Dame Sarr plays under control offensively, like right here, nice little pocket pass. And now the defense, there's 4 guys around Cam Boozer with 1 guy playing between Caden and Nick Hameni, and then just leads to an open 3 for Nick. And though Hameni misses that shot, like, Duke's offense, they're having good looks. That's never really been the problem from them. They just haven't made some of those. But again, great ball movement started by Dame Sarr with the pocket pass to Cam Boozer.
So you're saying I'm Larry Holmes in this example?
Patrick Gungba. Way on top, Malik Brown for Duke. And the Blue Devils go inside to lay it.
Malik Brown, Duke needs a quarterback. I'm not sure if you're aware since you've been at Stanford and out west this week, but Duke needs a quarterback. See if you can get a waiver, because I can live with this on Saturdays. Just the passing Malik does. I mean, all these bigs. Pat had a good passing game. Cam always has a good passing game, and Malik does too, but it's just like this possession looked ugly from the start. Nick Hameni kind of stumbles into this, and then there's 3 guys just around. Spacing looks terrible, and they get bailed out because just a great pass by Malik Brown to Pat Gungba, who has soft hands around the rim.
In with the left hand, and Boozer already with 11 of Duke's 17.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you bring defensively. He's got an answer for it if you guard him one-on-one. Just blew by Young.
And another.
Again, just great active hands. This time by Caleb Foster, who's also a really good defender for Duke. He's coming off of this. screen going over top and does a good job of getting back to the right shoulder of the guard. So when inevitably the right-handed guard's going to push that left-hand dribble to the right hand, right there, that push dribble poked away. Isaiah comes up with it. Veteran play by Caleb Foster.
Ball comes in. Isaiah Evans off the inbound. Long rebound, Cameron Boozer. Dame Sarr down the lane.
That crypto coin is it's trying to take off. I'm telling you, this crypto coin of Dame Sarr stock, man, it wants to just blow up. And I'm so happy for Dame to get a straight line drive like that, to punch that, because he's been wanting that for a long time this season. And hopefully this is a sign for more things like this to come.
It's the whole roster full of guys that can do it on both ends of the ball. But for Duke, they have 11 points off of Stanford's 8 turnovers. Stanford only has 7 points in the game.
Jeremy Dent-Smith from way out there. AJ.
All right, so they get the offense rebound right there, but that's not the point of this. This is really good scouting by Duke. Iverson cut for Ibuka Okori, which they run a lot, so he can get it on the wing normally. But this is a design backdoor play for Ibuka Okori on the Iverson cut. So you can go through, throw to the big, and then Ibuka Okori is supposed to be open right here on this backdoor because Dame Sarr is going over top. Dame Sarr is doing the right thing. So how do you counter that? You backdoor this. And how does Duke counter that? You drop Pat Gungba. Pat Gungba drops perfectly, so there is no backdoor. Now Stanford's looking around like, all right, what's the next option? We're not going to throw post to post. That's not what we do. Let me just hand it back to the guard, and he shoots a 27-footer with 17 seconds on the shot clock, clanks it. Stanford gets the offensive rebound, but that's not the point of the video. It's Duke here doing a good job of blocking off the quick hitter for Ibuka Okori on this backdoor. Good job by Pat to drop. Stanford freaks out. Stanford shoots it. Stanford misses.
From way out there, AJ Rahosi on the offensive glass, and a foul to
throw everything at Okori and say, we are not going to let you handle the ball. We're not going to let you beat you. Stanford can't do that to Boozer. They can't just triple team him when he gets the basketball because Duke has so many other pieces that could beat you. But for Stanford, it's been a struggle for the other guys.
AJ Rahosi.
I mean, the defense was swarming. And like I said, Iverson cut. This one, he goes off the Iverson cut and catches it rather than backdoor like we just saw him try to do. So Iverson cut, catches it, and now he's going to get a screen, but it's a slip screen because Stanford's now trying to, they know that Duke's going to blitz Ibuka Okori when he has the ball on the screen, so they're trying to get a quick hitter. So he throws it just a tad too late. But now Ibuka gets it again, and here comes a real screen. And with the real screen, here comes Malik Brown. Actually, it's a slip screen, but Malik's still going, still blitzing because the blitz is so effective that Ibuka Okori is just trying to not get trapped. And the guy that slipped, though open, is now so far away from the basketball because Malik Brown pushed Ibuka Okori to the far side. And now Stanford scrambling. Cam Boozer does a really good job playing two here, good spacing. And here comes Malik Brown. Swiper keeps swiping. Duke gets the steal.
For the 9th turnover. 9 turnovers in a game in which you only have 10 points. It is going to be a struggle until the other guys take care of the ball.
Again, I hate that I clipped these. I did not realize how many of these, it's been on a couple, but have been misses and then get an offensive rebound by Stanford. Clean it up, Duke. Jesus. But a slip screen right here because Stanford's worried about the blitz. And with that, you can counter it with the slip if your guy can shoot it. So Stanford does use a slip screen as Cam Boozer is level with the screener, but he's still, a little step and a half behind the shooter. Stanford has the right read there on the offense, but like the announcer said, they had 9 turnovers and 10 points, 7 minutes left in the first half. Stanford has no rhythm. So Duke lives with those percentages, though that big fella probably can knock that down. It's not the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game for Stanford. They're rushing things, and Caden, you can't let that happen. But Duke did a fantastic job, obviously, holding Stanford to 50 points.
Very low probability they miss all 3 of them, and Boozer with another strong finish.
Back to a double-digit Duke lead and a step back of Ibuka Okori.
And I had to give Obuka Corey his flowers for a tough shot because the dude is phenomenal. I love watching him play basketball. And this is good defense. Again, they're slipping the screen. Also, hold on, let me back this up a little bit more. So coming into this, it's a slip screen. It's a guard to guard, but it's a slip by the guard to then come off his own screen here for a shot. So 25 is slipping the screen with Obuka Corey to catch that at the top of the key and shoot that three. That is a read. But Obuka Corey is going to keep this and go one-on-one with Dame Sarr, and that is a tough step back. There's only a handful of guys that can make that type of shot, and Obuka Corey is one of those dudes.
But again, defensively, that was a shot in the first 5 minutes. Duke would not allow O'Corey a little bit of a drop-off, and now he's getting one-on-one looks.
Stepping out for a three. Cameron Boozer.
And this is what makes Duke deadly because Dame honestly needs to probably cut this. Like, it's stagnant initially. Like, Dame Sarr's guy, I think it's Obuka Corey, is going to go try and steal this from Malik Brown. That has to be an automatic dive right away. Like, you see your guys going, you can't stand. You got to cut. You got to cut in the front of the face of Isaiah Evans' guy, because then Isaiah Evans' guy is going to stop the cutter, which leads to an open three for Isaiah. But instead, Dame just stands there, and now it's kind of clustered on the first read, but then Cam Boozer does an outstanding job of setting a screen and not standing still for Caleb Foster, sets a screen on Foster's guy. Cam Boozer's guy is going to bump Foster because Foster will be wide open on this cut. So two guys go to Foster, leaves Cam Boozer open, knocks down the three. But again, the first read, if Dame doesn't hesitate, he just goes when his guy tries to go get the steal. Could have been a layup, could have been open three for Isaiah. Malik Brown does not panic, finds Cam Boozer. Duke gets 3 points.
Stanford's so uncomfortable offensively, and Duke is the reason why. Now Kyle Smith is spacing the floor with 4 shooters surrounding Aiden Kamen. O'Corey trying to drive on Dame Sarr. Cameron Grant lines it up for the corner. In and out on the.
I love when hard work, you get the results or the benefit of the hard work right there. And that's Dame Sarr getting that rebound. He worked his tail off, shot clock winding down. Stanford had a shot clock violation that I did not put in this film breakdown. But again, because Dame Sarr, 10 seconds left, one-on-one with the shifty guard, and just look at those active hands. Bumps him off his line, has to settle for somebody else to shoot the three. Dame Sarr, here's your rebound. That's good karma for playing good defense.
Another offensive rebound, and 2 of the easiest points Boozer has had all night.
35 points, 17 rebounds in his.
So again, as I alluded to earlier on the Obuka Corey step back three, Kyle Smith, by the way, I'm 14 minutes in almost. Hell of a coach. Kyle Smith is an outstanding coach, X's and O's guy that just he wins anywhere he goes. That programs that don't win. Love the way he coaches. This is the same thing that similar read to what Obuka Corey hit the step back three when I said it's going to be a flare screen for the guard that's setting the screen. So here it is. It's kind of the same situation, right? Setting the guard to guard. Duke blitzes it, and instead of that guard coming off the flare screen set by 52 for a three, he does a good job of reading open space right here. And Isaiah is looking for his offensive player to come off of this screen. So Isaiah's like, wait, he's supposed to be in front of me. Where is he at? He's behind him because it's a good read by Stanford's guy. Misses the shot because Duke's defense, again, has set the tempo to where Stanford's rushing open looks. So even when Stanford got clean looks, they're still rushing them because Duke made them that uncomfortable. But again, good read by Stanford here. Misses the shot. This time, hey, Duke does get a defensive rebound on the clip, so finishes the possession well.
Lob off the inbound, the drop off in Gumba, denied at the rim by Oscar Hilte, who leads Stanford in block shots. And on the floor, Boozer diving for it, comes away with it. The lob to Gumba.
Way to stay with it. Again, makes me very happy, puts a smile on my face when I see Dame Sarr play poised on offense and makes the right read here. Like, this is great stuff. He doesn't panic, try to force an issue. It's just a soft pass over the top to Pat Gungba. Good job by Dame Sarr. 2 points for Duke.
He's probably been double teamed since he's 8 years old, and he just makes the right decision every time he's on the floor.
Danny Keeler. Shot clock down to 5 for the Cardinal. Ibuka Okori in the lane. Off balance shot blocked by Dame Sarr. And here comes.
But against those trees.
I hate that cuts right there. That's Synergy's fault. That's not my fault. Again, good job by Caleb Foster to start this, and then Dame Sarr. But what I like about Dame, again, he doesn't reach. Like, that could have easily been a bailout foul on a low percentage shot because guys get too aggressive, and then the shot clocks are on low contested shots or highly contested, low percentage shots, and they reach down when they shouldn't. Good job by Dame getting the ball there and going. And then what I like about Dame here before it cuts away or right after it cuts away is he immediately just gives the ball to Caleb Foster rather than trying to go 1-on-2, which can get him in trouble, as we have seen.
But against those trees, better course action might be to just kick it out and get another look.
Ball comes in, Oscar Healte. Stanford held to 19 points by Duke in the first half. The second fewest they have scored in any half this season. The other was against Notre Dame when they.
I mean, Ibuka Okori's just, he can't do anything. Duke blitzes the ball screen. And Ibuka Okori, who is standing right behind my camera right now, none of his teammates are flashing to him. Like, this is a helpless feeling when you're a ball handler. Like, you're trapped. You have nowhere to go. The guy that he's trying to throw to, you got to run to the ball. Like, you got to be at the free throw line or 15, be at the free throw line. Somebody, guy in the closest corner, come up. Like, Stanford guys do not want the basketball. They don't. They look like they're allergic to the basketball. And it's a pick six for Ibuka Okori. And look at his body language. He's like, dude, I can't literally do this all by myself. And he had no help. He's going to be great somewhere else next year.
Spenny Keeler. And a good look at a three, and the rebound, Cameron Boozer.
And those are just the shots that have been falling for Stanford. You know, again, Okori picks up the ball. The defender swings to him, leaves Keeler wide open. Keeler has made that shot the last couple of games, and tonight the other guys for Stanford just can't get shots to fall.
Backdoor, down the lane, Isaiah Evans.
Duke's been killing teams lately with that too. Just saw it in this game a lot, where it's a pass to Pat Gongba, and then everybody thinks it's going to be a dribble handoff, a DHO, but it's not. He's going to act like Isaiah hesitates, like he's going to come off of a handoff, and then he backdoors and flushes it. Simple basketball. Like, Duke's concepts are so simple and so effective.
On Rahosi, he left Washington State, went to Division III. Claremont Mudd Scripps College is Rahosi on the offensive glass.
Again, great defense, but I did not do this on purpose that I picked the defensive clips that all had offensive rebounds. I was like, oh, that's good defense. And then I realized that 3 of like the 6 clips get offensive rebounds, and this is second chance points. So clean that up. But in all seriousness, I mean, just great defense by Dame Sarr. Loses his footing, still makes it a contest. His teammates got to help him out. Can't do it all.
AJ Rahosi, way to put yourself out there. Okori, and that 3 shot.
And that's the last clip I have. Dame Sarr, he deserved to have every clip in this film breakdown. He has been outstanding defensively for Duke. He played 28 minutes last night. It's the most minutes he's played this season besides the 29 he played against Texas. So Dame Sarr played 18 in the first half, 10 in the second half. Could have played more in the second half, just because it was a blowout. Duke really went to the bench early, whatever I'm trying to say. With 4 minutes left, Duke went to the bench. So Dame Sarr, outstanding job. You have been magnificent defensively for Duke, and offensively, you're sorting some things out, and it showed last night. Like, played 10 minutes in the second half, and the previous games, I think he played like 5 and 6 minutes because, you know, he had some tough stretches coming out of halftime. But if Dame Sarr can give Duke double-digit minutes in both halves and be a 25 to 30-minute player with what he does defensively, this Duke team is scary with what Cam Boozer's been doing all year, what Isaiah's been doing in ACC play, and now Dame Sarr is being the best defender in the country. So this Duke team is quietly 17-1, by the way. Every time I turn on the television and doing sleepers videos, I'm talking about, Arizona, Michigan, and other teams that just seem like they're being talked about more. It feels like Duke's 17-1 is kind of going under the radar. Maybe I'm just being biased Duke fan, but I like where they are. I like that they're not being as talked about as much. And so this team, they're good. They're playing great basketball, and I'm excited to talk more about them in the next film breakdown. So I'll see you guys in the next video.